Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Welcome back to WWE 2K20 Tournament, the Intercontinental Championship Mega Tournament, which takes place every Friday in December, leading up to December 31st at noon, where the final video will go live of the 4 winners of each of the tournament, fighting to see who is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. We have had 3 winners. We have 1 tournament to go. If you haven't seen any of those, go ahead and watch those before you watch this one, because during commentary for the matches, I might be spoiling the winners of the previous tournaments during that. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click on those videos and watch what happened in the previous tournaments. We have a stacked tournament here. I think we saved the best for last, and the best looking belt for the global belt design, the global belt bracket here. So we have Eddie Guerrero will be taking on Jeff Hardy. On the other side of the bracket, we have The Miz fighting Daniel Bryan. We also have a classic match, Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage, a classic WrestleMania rematch, as well as this WrestleMania rematch, Dustin Rhodes versus Roddy Piper, all taking place here in this tournament. We are going to be starting right here at the top. Eddie Guerrero and Jeff Hardy here tonight. Thank you once again for letting us into your home and allowing us to be here for this tournament. Hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button, because next month in January is going to be a big month, and all throughout January we're going to have videos uploading every single day, and I'm very excited to talk to you guys about that a little bit later on in this program. Here we go. We're in the WrestleMania 35 arena, and here is Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. Apologize for my voice this morning. I just woke up very recently. Oh, God. Hi, Eddie. He was driving through the stage just a second ago. Oh, man. Eddie, why are you breaking stuff? Oh, my God. Have to open the door so the Wi-Fi can connect. Well, Eddie Guerrero certainly has his lowrider tricked out so it can go through stages, but we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to talk about the fact that Eddie Guerrero had quite the memorable Intercontinental Championship run, most notably feuding with China and Chris Jericho over the belt. Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero in the center of the ring, one of the all-time greats, WWE Hall of Famer. From one great to another, a man who I find synonymous with the Intercontinental Championship, Jeff Hardy.
And his opponent, representing the Hardy Boys, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds,
Jeff Hardy just straight up breaking my computer coming out. Jeff making his way to the ring. Jeff Hardy is an awesome person when he has that Intercontinental belt in hand. I know for a fact that one of the highlights of his Intercontinental Championship run was his feud with Umaga in the early 2000s. And one memory I won't forget is when they were fighting backstage and Jeff Hardy hit the swanton on Umaga from a truck on the outside of the arena to the ground. This man has done some crazy things, and I suspect that this tournament will be featuring him doing any more crazy things, anything that he can to get a hold of that Intercontinental Championship belt and make it to the finals, fighting the other 3 Intercontinental Champions. Eddie Guerrero in one corner, Jeff Hardy in another. About to go down. Here we go, and Eddie Guerrero with a spinning heel kick. And Jeff Hardy fights back right away. These two men have had storied careers, holding world championships, tag team championships, United States championships, Intercontinental championships, you can name it. These men are Grand Slam champions, holding every single belt iteration. And Jeff Hardy has Eddie Guerrero down into the corner. These two are the only two in the match that don't really have too much of a history between each other. Hurricane Rana from the top rope from Eddie Guerrero, sending Jeff Hardy to the ground. Matt Hardy has not held the Intercontinental Championship, so he is not taking part in this tournament. Oh man, wrenching on the face of Jeff Hardy. Slap to the face from Eddie Guerrero. Eddie now wrenching on the arm, but Jeff counters. Lock up, and Eddie Guerrero with a Hurricane Rana, sending Jeff Hardy to the ground. Stomping on the face. These two going back and forth here. Eddie Guerrero could be looking for a powerbomb, but wow, Jeff Hardy counters for a very impressive arm drag. Now Eddie is in firm control now. Uppercut from Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero going for a power bomb here. Maybe no. A gory bomb. Eddie Guerrero coming from the great Guerrero family featuring wrestlers like Gory Guerrero, Hector Guerrero, and Chavo Guerrero, both senior and junior. And here comes the third vertical for the Three Amigos. Eddie Guerrero going for the pin on Jeff Hardy. Cover, 2, and a kick out. Over the top rope. Eddie Guerrero now on the outside. And Jeff got DDT'd flat on his head. Oh, this is awesome chants from the crowd, but Jeff Hardy somehow getting Eddie Guerrero back into the ring. Back suplex. Nope. Atomic drop instead. Jeff Hardy, twist of fate. And then a cover. 2 and a kick out at 2. Eddie Guerrero stays alive. Jeff Hardy going to the top rope. Could be thinking Swanton. No. Going for the ass handle and somehow misses Eddie Guerrero. But Eddie has Jeff Hardy up. Go for powerbomb, but Jeff Hardy fighting out of it. Uh-oh, rolling through. What a roll through. Boston Crab. Will Eddie Guerrero tap out? No, Eddie rolling through. Kicking Jeff Hardy in the face. Eddie Guerrero has got Jeff Hardy up. Powerbomb. 1 and a rope break. Oh man, slamming him down on the face. These two have actually fought for the Intercontinental Championship before. On an episode of Raw in 2002. Oops. Didn't mean to turn that up. Eddie Guerrero up the top rope. Arm drag. And a suplex. Brain buster. Three and Eddie Guerrero with the win. Just like their last encounter, Eddie Guerrero won the Intercontinental Championship there. Now Eddie Guerrero moves on as one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time. Look at that DDT, sending Jeff Hardy down. Jeff Hardy could have had it with this twist of fate here. But in the end, this brain buster knocked out Jeff Hardy. Latino Heat advances in the tournament. He moves on to fight the winner of our next bout. The Hot Rod himself, Roddy Piper, taking on the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. Here tonight, both men have historic careers, but Dustin Rhodes has had a lot of changes recently appearing for AEW, who we're going to talk about here in just a moment. But these two have had a storied history together. Many matches. Specifically, the one at WrestleMania, the Hollywood Backlot Brawl. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Definitely a huge WrestleMania moment between the two of them. And here comes the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper.
The following contest is a championship first round match. Making his way to the ring from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 230 pounds,
Roddy Piper, while he didn't fight Dustin Rhodes specifically for the Intercontinental Championship, he has a storied Intercontinental Champion. Who can forget the Intercontinental Championship match between himself and Bret Hart that took to WrestleMania, that they fought at, I believe they fought at WrestleMania, by storm. My memory is not what it used to be. But anyways, the Hot Rod here, making his presence known to the crowd at WrestleMania. Roddy Piper in the ring, looking to join the rest of the field for greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time. And that match I was referring to was a match at WrestleMania 8. Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper. And here comes the Natural, Dustin Rhodes.
And his opponent from New York, weighing in at 232 pounds.
They didn't even say his name. All right. Dustin Rhodes recently put one of the best matches together against his brother Cody in a 5-star classic from AEW, and still going today. Dustin Rhodes now, right behind Roddy Piper. Man, this match is buggy. And his face paint is for some reason not there. But that's alright. Dustin Rhodes. What a move. Sending Roddy Piper down to the mat. Here we go. Sunset flip. And Piper is down. This is gonna be more of a technical matchup than their last one. Hollywood Backlot Brawl. Roddy Piper now wrenching on the neck of Dustin Rhodes, formerly known as Gold Dust. Dustin trying to get up now, but Roddy Piper has him on the ropes, on the middle rope, wrenching on Dustin. Oh, poke to the eye from the Roddy Piper. That's not necessarily one for a clean fight. Oh man, Dustin Rhodes fighting back. And slamming Roddy Piper's head into the mat. This is going to be an intense matchup. Oh, going for a big scoop slam. Dustin carries. Excuse me. It's early in the morning. In the corner. Roddy Piper to the top rope. Roddy Piper on top rope. Axe handle. And Dustin is down. Piper now raining the punches down on Dustin. These two men. No love lost between the two. Roddy Piper now once again going to the top rope. Across the ring. Elbow drop. And a cover. 1, 2. And Piper still has to do some work before he can put Dustin away. Roddy Piper to the outside goes Dustin Rhodes. These two get not afraid to get dirty with each other. Roddy Piper going for a punch, but Dustin Rhodes catches him for an atomic drop. And Roddy Piper with a kick and a clothesline. And Dustin is down. Into the steps goes Piper. Rhodes now in firm control of the match. Count of 6 now. Piper sending Rhodes back in the ring. And now they're both back in the ring. This match has to end in the ring if it ends in a draw. Oh, man. Sleeper hold. Sleeper hold locked in. Will Dustin tap? Dustin's out. Dustin is out. Piper moves on. Oh, my goodness. What a surprise, actually, to go in and Dustin just is out. He's out like a light. He passes out. He's done.
Here is your winner,
Roddy Piper moves on in the tournament. He will be fighting Eddie Guerrero. Now we have 2 more matchups in this tournament coming up. We're going to start actually with The Miz and Daniel Bryan, because I feel like there's no better way to end all the rest of the first round matchups than with that WrestleMania Classic. But here is a match that we have seen many times before. These two have had no love lost. Daniel Bryan and The Miz have been linked together since the beginning of Daniel Bryan's career in WWE. Now they're taking center stage here at WrestleMania towards the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz, a hometown boy here in Cleveland, Ohio, but I'm going to remain as unbiased as I can. The Miz making his way to the ring. The Hollywood A-lister.
The following contest is a championship first round match. Making his way to the ring and residing in Hollywood, California. Weighing in at 221 pounds,
The Miz is originally from Cleveland, Ohio, despite the Hollywood, California billing. But The Miz has had quite a history at WrestleMania. Most notably, main eventing WrestleMania 27 against John Cena. But now he finds himself in a match once again for the Intercontinental Championship, holding the title so many times. Really close to tying Chris Jericho's record. Can he tie it here in this tournament? We'll just have to wait and see. And here comes the winner of our last tournament, Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion. Spoiler, sorry. But Daniel Bryan
and his opponent from Aberdeen, Washington. Weighing in at 210 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion, winning the Deadly Games tournament. He went on to defeat Ricochet in that main event, outlasting superstars like Kevin Owens. But Daniel Bryan making his way to the ring. He and The Miz have had a storied history since Daniel Bryan's time in the inaugural NXT. Now, The Miz and Daniel Bryan do battle just as they have for the United States title. Just as those two have recently when Daniel Bryan came back. That huge money matchup that those two had. And they also had that mixed tag team match with their wives, Brie Bella and Paris. Miz and Daniel Bryan. Here we go. Lock up in the center of the ring. But no, not really a lock up. Daniel Bryan is up. Miz has got Daniel Bryan into the corner. The crowd chanting for Daniel Bryan. Daniel now wrenching on the Miz's head and kicking him in the back. Miz going for a neck breaker. Couldn't quite get all of it. These two recently started locking horns again when Daniel Bryan was going for the Fiend's Universal Championship. Punch to the face of the Miz. An uppercut for Daniel Bryan. That stiff style of Bryan. Oh man, what a kick to the head. And Miz is down. Now Daniel Bryan hitting that arm. Daniel Bryan can make his way through this tournament again and be a double champion going into this tournament. Going into this Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. That's right. Whoever wins this will be in a Fatal 4-Way Elimination match for the best Intercontinental Champion of all time, Daniel Bryan now. With a guillotine choke on The Miz, but The Miz gets Bryan up, slams him face first. Miz slamming Daniel Bryan right across his own knee. Go for a double drop kick and both men miss in a stalemate. Miz holding on Daniel Bryan's head. Daniel Bryan rolls Miz out of it. Miz for an elbow drop. Daniel Bryan counters. Daniel Bryan with a kick. And now Daniel Bryan is in control. It's two men going back and forth. Miz with a counter of a drop kick. But Daniel Bryan moves out of the way of his kick and an underhook suplex, sending the Miz all the way across the ring. The Yes Movement is fully alive here tonight. Daniel Bryan stomping on the Miz in the corner. Daniel Bryan in firm control here. Drop kick. And the Miz is down yet again. Daniel Bryan now. What could he be thinking? He got the heel hook on Miz. The Miz is trapped in the heel hook, but the Miz kicks out of it. And the Miz, for some reason, going for the pinfall and only a 1 count. Daniel Bryan is down, but not for long. Daniel Bryan sending the Miz down. Drop kick to the leg, going for it. But the Miz counters. Float over, neck breaker. And Daniel Bryan up on his feet. Suplex. And Daniel Bryan picking up the Miz. And heel hook now. Locked in. Will Miz tap out to the heel hook? And Miz has no choice but to tap. Daniel Bryan dominates this match. Daniel Bryan wins over the Miz. This heel hook was locked on twice. First, the Miz could get out of it, but not the second time when the Miz had to tap out. Daniel Bryan advances in the Tournament of Intercontinental Champions. We have one last match to go, and it is a bona fide classic. It is Ricky Steamboat, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, the epic rematch from WrestleMania 3, arguably the best match on the show that stole the entire show. Now these two will compete once again in a match for the Intercontinental Championship. And here comes the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
The following contest is a championship first round match. Making his way to the ring from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 235 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Now unfortunately I haven't watched back on Ricky Steamboat in his prime too much. But one thing I do know is that even at an older age, at WrestleMania 25, he could still go. When he went with Chris Jericho in that 3-on-1 handicap match. And not only that, but he also fought the next pay-per-view, Ricky Steamboat versus Chris Jericho, in a simple 1-on-1 match. Ricky Steamboat could still go, and that shows the adamant of the work that Ricky Steamboat's willing to put in. And here comes the Macho Man. The man who knows charisma like nobody else. Randy Savage.
And his opponent from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in at 239 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Just as the Macho Man once said, the cream of the crop always rises to the top, so does Macho Man. Macho Man, one of the greatest of all time, former WWE Champion and Intercontinental Champion, as well as a former WCW Champion. And now the Macho Man looks to regain the Intercontinental Championship in this tournament against an old foe, an old adversary. Remember, Ricky Steamboat came out on the top of that last match. That may not be the same case when these two step in the ring one more time. Right here, right now. I have the privilege to call this match now, because nobody will ever get a chance to call this match again. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to call this match. The Macho Man and the Dragon fighting right now. Intercontinental Championship tournament underway. And Macho Man going right after Steamboat, not wasting any time. Not wasting any time taking down Steamboat with multiple kicks. Steamboat, it's up, but an uppercut to Macho Man and a monkey flip sending Macho Man across the ring. Now a hold on to Steamboat. Claw hold to the shoulder. Slamming the Macho Man down. Steamboat now going to the top rope. And a big splash onto the Macho Man. Randy Savage is down. Steamboat now working over the back and the abdomen of Savage. Ricky Steamboat now with an arm drag. And this match so far has been all Steamboat, but not so fast. Savage taking down Steamboat. Savage now wrenching on the leg. Both men know each other so well. Backbreaker. Daniel Bryan put The Miz away in the last match with relative ease. I feel like whoever's going to be fighting Daniel Bryan in this match is going to have a really hard time, because none of these men know quit. None of these men are going to go away until the other person is truly down. And in this tournament, you have to save a little bit because you have to have endurance. And I don't know if these men know how to hold anything back as the Macho Man suplexes Ricky Steamboat in the center of the ring. Macho Man with the arm twist, but Ricky Steamboat counters. Chop to the chest. And a snapmare following another one. Head takedown and a snapmare. Now Ricky Steamboat now going after Savage. These men very evenly matched. A vertical suplex of his own. Ricky Steamboat now getting Randy Savage up to his feet. Chop to the chest, sending Macho Man down. Ricky Steamboat getting Randy Savage up. Underhook. And Savage is up. Ricky Steamboat. Cover. 2. And Randy Savage gets the shoulder up. What does Ricky have to do to put the Macho Man away? Kick to the back. Maybe he has to keep working on him. Oh, what a chop to the chest. Ricky Steamboat now rolling Macho Man through. Macho Man flipping out. Oh man, a back elbow from Ricky Steamboat from Randy Savage, and Randy raining down the punches. And Randy Savage to the top rope. Splash! And Steamboat is down. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties. Oh man, the feed is cutting out, but I can see on a separate monitor. Savage has Ricky Steamboat up, and Steamboat has a monkey flip. We are pausing the video for a moment. We are having some connection issues. Okay. Alright, back to a live feed. Savage is on the outside. Ricky got the better of it by a monkey flip. Ricky Steamboat now. Sorry for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us if you have. Ricky Steamboat getting punched in the stomach. But these two fighting back. And Ricky Steamboat sending Macho Man to the outside. And the Dragon is on fire here. Leg is wrenched. Both of the men are on the outside. It would be a shame if this match ended in a countout. And Macho Man back in the ring for a moment. He might be looking to get the countout victory here. Ricky Steamboat getting to his feet, and Macho Man deciding, no, this is not going to be it. Ricky Steamboat back in the ring. Macho Man punching Steamboat in the face. And the Macho Man go for the top rope elbow. That you have to wonder, that's what he could be thinking here. Poise up top. Oh no! Ricky Steamboat moves out of the way. Steamboat moves out of the way. Kick to the gut. And Steamboat go for a big move, but Savage counters. Lock up. Steamboat pushes Savage off. Cross body. And Steamboat now could be climbing to the top rope. And telling Savage to get up. Could be thinking of a top rope cross body. Got him. Cover. Savage down. 2. And Savage gets the shoulder up. What a match between these two, just like we thought it was going to be. Snapmare. Savage going right back down as Ricky Steamboat works over him. And sleeper hold time. Will Savage tap out? Savage trying to fight out of it. And Savage is out. Steamboat wins. The Dragon moves on. What a sequence of matches. The Dragon had no time to waste for any of it. Look at this top rope elbow drop from the Macho Man, trying to put him away, but Ricky Steamboat moves out of the way. Cross body from the top. Put Savage down. And in the end, a sleeper hold was able to put Macho Man away. Congratulations to the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. Moving on, but we have 3 more matches, ladies and gentlemen. Both semifinals matches and the final. We have a clash of eras in each one. We have Eddie Guerrero taking on Roddy Piper in this first matchup. Both men fighting really hard to get to this position. Eddie Guerrero defeating Jeff Hardy and Roddy Piper defeating Dustin Rhodes. And now these two are set to clash. Here and now. As Eddie comes down to the ring. Clipping through the stage again. Eddie Guerrero and Roddy Piper have had a history before, actually. They went on to team together before. Apologize for technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get back up on and running here in a minute. Eddie Guerrero. Just going to skip his entrance for now and see what happens. We're going to skip Roddy Piper's entrance too and pause the match for just a moment. Pausing for a second just to get everybody's bearings straight. So, these two have actually teamed together at one point. In an episode of SmackDown before, we had Eddie Guerrero teaming with Batista and Roddy Piper against Randy Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Mr. Kennedy in a 6-man tag team match. But now these two are fighting one-on-one here in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. And Roddy Piper wasting no time going after Eddie Guerrero. Apologies for how the entrances turned out. I wanted to have a chance to talk about both of these men and what they did to get here. Roddy Piper wrenching on the neck now. You have to believe that Eddie Guerrero would have the speed advantage. But the weight advantage has to go to Piper. Both men so gifted in the ring. Eddie Guerrero. Hurricane Rana. And Piper is on the outside. And these two are fighting on the outside. Eddie Guerrero with a big drop kick. Technical difficulties once again. Eddie Guerrero taunting Piper now. Apologies for the feed cutting in and out. We are going to be fixing it here shortly. Waiting for a moment until everything is okay. Remember to edit this out, Michael. Let's see if shutting the door fixes it. It might. Roddy Piper now has Eddie Guerrero up for a vertical suplex, and Eddie just lands on the stairs. Eddie Guerrero beating down on Piper. Sorry for technical difficulties. We're trying to get these figured out. Both men on the outside. Oh, Eddie Guerrero throwing Piper into the ring steps. Somebody needs to get back in the ring. Thankfully, this glitchy match has ended in a draw. We're going to restart that because nobody could see the match. Here we go. Eddie Guerrero and Piper now. Sorry, apologize for the glitchy entrances and the glitchy match before, but Eddie Guerrero has got Piper up. Big powerbomb in the center of the ring. These two have teamed before. And these two have been in the same building before, shockingly enough. They actually did compete against one another in the early days of SmackDown. Roddy Piper, in the early 2000s, teamed with Sean O'Hare against Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri for the tag team titles. So that was our only encounter. Now these two are going one-on-one. Wrenching on the arm. Eddie Guerrero wrenching on Piper's arm. Eddie Guerrero drop kick in the center of the ring. So, in case you didn't tell, I edited out the previous part of the match. These two had ended a match in a draw. Normally we do a referee's decision, but the match was so glitchy because of connection issues that I feel like we were just able to go to this one. Eddie Guerrero's got Roddy Piper up and down. Eddie Guerrero now could be thinking brainbuster, but no. Roddy Piper with a counter. Shot to the back on Piper. Multiple shots to the back, and Eddie Guerrero for that back and abdomen. It's really trying to work over that area. Elbow drop to the center of the chest. Eddie Guerrero's got Piper up. With Piper with the counter. DDT. And Eddie Guerrero up on his feet. Power bomb. Potentially no. Gory bomb. And Eddie Guerrero, once again, doing the same move. No. Power bomb. Just destroying the back of Roddy Piper. Enziguri. And Piper is down. Eddie Guerrero now. Having Piper up. Tree of Woe position. Kicking Piper in the face. Piper with a big axe handle to the face. But instead, Eddie Guerrero counters. Eddie Guerrero getting Piper up. Uppercut. And a DDT from Piper. These two are going back and forth in this matchup. Piper going for a big move, but instead, Eddie Guerrero counters. Hurricane Rana time. Eddie Guerrero just so quick in the ring. Has Piper up. Could be thinking brainbuster again, but no. Piper instead sending Eddie to the outside. Telling Eddie to get back in. If Eddie doesn't want to get back in, Piper will get him back in for him. Picking up Eddie. Avoiding the possible count out. Anywhere close to one. Piper has got Eddie. Sleeper hold. Will Eddie Guerrero tap? Will he pass out? And Eddie Guerrero's out. Piper moves on. Congratulations to Roddy Piper. Look at some of these moves. Piper making Eddie Guerrero just pass out and go limp.
Here is your winner, Roddy
The Hot Rod makes it to the finals. After much controversy, the Hot Rod makes it to the finals, and now we have one last semifinal match. Two dragons of our industry competing in a matchup here tonight with everything on the line. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The American Dragon, Daniel Bryan, competing here at WrestleMania. And here comes the Dragon, who had a very impressive showing in the last match.
Making his way to the ring from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 235 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat making his way to the ring. The Dragon having a hard-fought victory over Randy Macho Man Savage, where he left everything in the ring. However, that might prove to be his downfall because Daniel Bryan is still relatively fresh. He had a longer time to rest after his match with The Miz. Not only that, but he barely exerted any energy at all, any effort in defeating The Miz. So now, we have two dragons taking center stage here in the ring for different reasons. But here we go for the tournament. Daniel Bryan and Ricky Steamboat.
From Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan.
When all is said and done, Daniel Bryan could be walking out with 2 belts. Daniel Bryan is the current World Heavyweight Champion after winning that Deadly Games tournament in November. Now Daniel Bryan looks to try to win the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Who can forget the match where Daniel Bryan won the Intercontinental Championship in the ladder match at WrestleMania 31. These two could put on an instant classic, but I feel like that's not really going to happen, as both of these men are tired and sore from their previous encounter. Daniel Bryan in the ring, ready for action. The crowd's chanting yes. The Dragon Steamboat in one corner, the American Dragon Daniel Bryan in the other. And here we go. Lock going for a very technical matchup here. Daniel Bryan with a running clothesline. And Steamboat is down. Daniel Bryan to the top rope. Oh, headbutt. A headbutt to Steamboat and an elbow drop again. And Steamboat is down. Daniel Bryan looking to put Steamboat away really quickly. Daniel Bryan trying not to waste too much effort. Daniel Bryan's won one of these tournaments before. He's really trying hard to win a tournament again, but Steamboat's not going to make it easy for him. Clotheslining Daniel Bryan to the outside of the ring. Steamboat now in firm control on the outside, trying to get his bearings again because Daniel Bryan had him beat for a moment. What an impressive move, what an impressive flip by Ricky Steamboat. Chop to the chest, and Daniel Bryan is down. Steamboat throwing Daniel Bryan over in the corner. Steamboat trying to throw Daniel Bryan potentially back into the ring. Uh-oh. Daniel Bryan to the steps. And now they're in the corner. I do not have a good feeling about this. A 9 count, and it's a 10, and they're drawn on the outside again. This match has to restart. This match has to restart. We have to have a winner. Daniel Bryan now has Ricky Steamboat. Northern Lights suplex. And both competitors are back in the ring. Underhook suplex. Daniel Bryan with the cover. 2 and a kick out from Steamboat. Crowd chanting for Daniel Bryan. Stamping on the arm. Daniel Bryan not even relatively hurt at all. Underhook suplex again, but Steamboat gets a rope break this time. Daniel Bryan just merciless on the dragon here. Daniel Bryan has got Ricky Steamboat. He's trapped. Stomping on the arm. Daniel Bryan fresh out the gate here. Wrenching on that arm. And Steamboat is down in the center of the ring. And Daniel Bryan jumping on the arm again. Dragging Steamboat to the center of the ring. And he got the yes lock, the LeBell lock. Will Steamboat tap? Does Steamboat have enough energy to stay in it? And he does. He fights out of it. Daniel Bryan counters. Daniel Bryan now just staring a hole through Ricky Steamboat. Drop kick. Ricky Steamboat is up. Daniel Bryan kicking him in the leg. That's normally the precursor to the heel hook. Steamboat is up. Wrenching on the arm of Daniel Bryan's got him up. Arm drag. Steamboat chops to the chest. And Daniel Bryan is down. Steamboat still has some fight in him. Abdominal stretch incoming. Will Bryan submit? No. Hip toss. Daniel Bryan's got... No! Ricky Steamboat counters. But Daniel Bryan counters with a bulldog. And Daniel Bryan, heel hook time. Daniel Bryan's locked Ricky Steamboat in the center of the ring. Will Ricky Steamboat tap? He has no choice. Steamboat is out. Daniel Bryan wins. This match was pretty much all Daniel Bryan just destroying Ricky Steamboat, and this heel hook had no choice but to tap out. Well, this matchup in the finals is truly something to behold. We have one final matchup for the Intercontinental Championship. The Hot Rod Roddy Piper, Daniel Bryan, 2 submission specialists, if I might say. But these two have dominated the field thus far. And here comes the Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
The following contest is the final in the championship tournament and is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Making his way to the ring from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 230 pounds, Roddy Piper.
Well, Roddy Piper has definitely had the tournament to remember. He defeated Dustin Rhodes in the first round before going on to defeat... Who did he defeat in the last match? I forgot. Eddie Guerrero. Both via submission. Both in the sleeper hold, making them pass out. And Daniel Bryan has to worry about that, because he did that so easily. And now, Roddy Piper looks to try to make one more person submit. The WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, here he comes, who has had no easy tournament of his own.
And his opponent from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds,
Daniel
Daniel Bryan.
Bryan defeated The Miz and Ricky Steamboat en route to this match here, getting a heel hook on each of them and making them submit. 2 submission athletes competing in this main event match here tonight, but anybody has to give Daniel Bryan the edge. Daniel Bryan is a tournament winner. He won the WWE Championship in a tournament, and so everybody should be realistically rooting for Roddy Piper because of the fact that he is the underdog in this. And Daniel Bryan is honestly the man who has all the keys to the kingdom. All he has to do is beat this legend in a matchup, make him submit or pin him, and this match is over. The Intercontinental Championship on the line here tonight. One final match. Bryan Piper is about to go down. If you haven't seen the other tournaments yet, I'm about to spoil them here. Ultimate Warrior defeated Triple H in the finals of the first Intercontinental Championship tournament. Randy Orton would go on to defeat Chris Jericho, I believe, in the second one. And then The Rock defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in the third and most recent tournament. So it's Randy Orton, The Rock, and Ultimate Warrior. One of these 2 men will join them in a Fatal 4-Way Elimination match to determine the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. Roddy Piper wrenching on Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan with an arm drag. That match will take place on December 31st at noon. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And it will be a premiere. I'll be actually able to talk to you guys during this. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Big matchup. Daniel Bryan now to the top rope. Roddy Piper in the center of the ring. Diving headbutt, but Piper moves out of the way. Piper now throwing Daniel Bryan into the corner. Running Bulldog. And Piper has Bryan down and out. Center of the ring. Will Daniel Bryan be beaten here? And no. Bryan kicks out at 2. Roddy Piper now. Leg sweep. And Daniel Bryan has him down. Uppercut from Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan going for a wrenching suplex. But Piper counters. And a backbreaker. And Daniel Bryan is down. Roddy Piper is spent. Uh-oh, sleeper hold incoming. Daniel Bryan. No! Daniel Bryan's the first person to counter. First person to counter the sleeper hold in this tournament. But Roddy Piper, roll up. 1, 2. And Daniel Bryan gets the shoulder up. Oh, kick to the side of the head. And Daniel Bryan now. The heel hook now on Piper. Will he tap? Will Roddy Piper tap out to the heel hook here? Daniel Bryan's got a hook, but Piper gets out of it. Daniel Bryan throwing Piper into the corner this time. Now Daniel Bryan putting Piper up top. What could Daniel Bryan be thinking here? Going to the top rope. Underhook. Big move coming. Underhook suplex. And Piper is down. And Daniel Bryan going for the heel hook, but no. Piper gets out of it. Piper going for the sleeper hold, but Daniel Bryan counters out of it himself. Running forearm. These two back and forth in this matchup. Daniel Bryan now with the heel hook. And Piper is trapped. Will he tap out? Piper has no choice. Daniel Bryan is a two-time tournament winner here on Cruz Productions 2K20 tournament. Daniel Bryan with the win. In the end, Piper gave it his all. These two going back and forth. This was really close here. I thought this was a 3. But in the end, Piper, after fighting out of 1 to heel hook, could not fight out of 2. Piper almost was trapped in the heel hook. But Daniel Bryan also countered the sleeper hold attempt. Daniel Bryan is now a double champion. He is not only the WWE champion, but he is the final Intercontinental champion. He will fight Randy Orton, The Rock, and the Ultimate Warrior in a Fatal 4-Way Elimination match on December 31st at noon. Stay tuned for that. I have been Michael Cruz. You've been watching a Cruz production. This has been the Intercontinental Championship Mega Tournament. The finals are on the 31st. Stay tuned. I will see you at the end of the year. Good night, everybody.